Hey, Krista here from Mortgage Simple. Welcome to Krista's Mortgage Minute. Well, we finally have some really good news coming our way. So last Friday, all of the central bankers got together from all over the world and did their little annual powwow. And a Canadian central banker, Tiff, was there, as well as many other world central bankers. And more importantly, Jerome Powell was there. Who's Jerome Powell, you ask? Jerome Powell is the central banker for the United States. We often refer to him as the U.S. Fed. And because the U.S. is such a powerhouse from an economy standpoint, it very much matters to Canada what the U.S. is doing. So the U.S. their economy has ran a lot stronger than ours over the past year or so. And as a result, they have not decreased their prime rate. But things are taking a turn in the U.S. and that's going to be great news for us as Canadians. So the U.S. Fed is not doing as well as it was. And as a result, it's highly predicted that the U.S. Fed is going to start decreasing interest rates in the United States, which is great news for Canada because our economies are so closely linked. So Canada has already decreased prime rate twice. We expect another prime rate decrease next week. In addition to that, a couple more here in 2024 still. We expect these decreases to be about a quarter point at a time. And then basically 5.95% at the end of 2024, and then significant drops through 2025. So the prime rate in Canada should sit somewhere around 2.5% to 3% by Christmas 2025. So these are all predictions, but they have been pretty good at predicting what's going to happen here with prime rate. So in my opinion, and my opinion only, it has become evidently clear that the correct mortgage product, if you can stomach it, is the 5-year variable or the 5-year adjustable, because interest rates are coming down and that's really good news. What's also really good news is with all of these changes and decreases, we have reached really close to the 2% CPI target that the government was looking for from an inflationary standpoint. And that should have also impact on rents. So there should be less pressure on rents. So rent should also start to decrease. So the cost of money overall is going to get a little cheaper, which a lot of Canadians are really looking forward to. And the Canadian dollar is going to get a lot better as a result of that. So as the U.S. Fed drops their rates, the Canadian dollar gets better. And we have, just on the speculation alone that the U.S. Fed is dropping the prime rate, the Canadian dollar got better. So this is all absolutely excellent news for Canadians. So although it appears that the inflation has stopped and the cost of money is getting cheaper, it certainly hasn't made our groceries any cheaper. That's going to take some time to correct that still. So people are feeling the pain in that area. But my question for you is, typically, as interest rates drop, housing prices rise. But we are having a bit of a housing crisis here in Canada, and I actually question if housing prices are going to increase. I know markets are different, Ontario versus BC versus Alberta, but my question to you is, as prime rate decreases and fixed interest rates decrease, do you think housing prices will increase? Love to hear your opinion. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great week.